Pat Robertson got really serious on his show this week. There's a Trump decision that he's losing sleep over. Check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say right now, I am absolutely appalled that the United States is going to betray those democratic forces in northern Syria, that we possibly going to allow the Turkish to come in against the Kurds. That Erdogan is a thug. He has taken control of his country as a dictator. He is a strong leader, and to say he's an ally of America is nonsense. He is in for himself. And the president who allowed Khashoggi to be cut in pieces without any repercussions whatsoever is now allowing the Christians and the Kurds to be massacred by the Turks. And I believe, and I want to say this with great solemnity, the President of the United States is in danger of losing the mandate of heaven if he permits this to happen.
He never had the mandate of heaven. We're not sure heaven exists. There's no evidence, no reason to believe that. Oh my goodness. Guys, here we go again. The one issue where now it's not just corporate media, now it's Trump's own allies. The one issue where they go after him is when he happens to remove troops from a place. I mean, if they gave 1/10 the outrage for the places where we still have the military, it would be glorious. Of all the things Donald Trump has done, guys, he's done so much terrible stuff. He killed an 8-year-old girl in his first military raid as president. I mean, he's seizing shipments of food that are going into Venezuela, a starving country, as they pretend like they care about the people, poor people starving in Venezuela. Well, then why are you seizing shipments of food that are going into the country? Doing tax cuts for the rich, getting rid of the estate tax, cutting corporate taxes, pretending it's a tax cut for regular people as they do that, deregulating everything in sight, guaranteeing our next giant economic crash. You could criticize all day. Still in Iraq, still in Afghanistan, increasing drone strikes 432%. Instead, they go, "Oh, Mr. President, why would you remove troops from anywhere for any reason at all, ever?" Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I actually do think this situation in Syria is incredibly complex. And the way in which Trump went about this is kind of like a green light to Turkey and Erdogan. Go ahead, do what you want with the Kurds. We don't give a shit. So there is a problem there, and there is a very serious problem there. But, again, I just want you to take note of this very basic fact that the only kind of resistance that is mustered up by mainstream media, by the Democrats, and by Pat Robertson is from a pro-war perspective. Oh my God, how could you? Don't you know we're supposed to micromanage the entire world? Don't you know we're supposed to have our troops everywhere? Don't you know that it's the mandate of God to have U.S. troops deployed everywhere? By the way, illegally, because that's what it is. There was no approval for troops to be sent there. It didn't go through Congress. It's illegal under U.S. law and international law. But no, this is the one area. I'm not sure Pat Robertson has ever disagreed with Donald Trump. The one area he disagreed. Sir! Send those troops back in. Pat Robertson, if you close your eyes, he sounds a lot like Jesus, doesn't he? Because that's what Jesus would do. Jesus would be like, "Yes, I saith unto thee, make sure you keep troops deployed all around the world." I mean, if Pat really wants to be concerned about something, how about the fact that, 8 million people lost health insurance under Donald Trump? We have tens of thousands of people dying every year because they don't have basic health care in this country. And this is what he's concerned about. I'm telling you, man, it is creepy. I really feel like we live in the Twilight Zone because the most resistance to Trump is when he does something like this. And by the way, he might end up winning this exchange in the court of public opinion for the very simple reason that now he's on Twitter acting nonstop like, "I hate Middle East wars. We should have never been there. I'm bringing them home. Isn't that wonderful?" That's how he's portraying all this. And everybody is reflexively taking the opposite position. Mainstream media, Democrats, even Trump's allies now, they're all taking the position of like, "Sir, we must continue war." Now, wait until you see their reaction if he ever actually pulls out of Iraq and Afghanistan, you'll see the same reaction. The same reaction. Sir, you must keep our troops there forever because it's the mandate of God. So somehow a lot of the people who are countering Trump are even dumber than Trump, which is wild to say, but it's totally true.